Hi, this is Becky from More Than Borderline, and I've been asked to talk to you about stigma, especially how stigma has affected my decision to be open about mental illness. I was first diagnosed when I was in college. I was a very educated person, so I knew that mental illness was nothing to be ashamed of. I did not, however, bet on the stigma being as strong as it was, especially in my church. In my church, which was a charismatic church, they believed that if you just had enough faith and truly wanted to get better, you would. And it was the same for any kind of physical illness, such as multiple sclerosis or missing a body part, anything like that. So, I experienced a lot of ignorance, would be a good word. They didn't understand mental illness, which is ironic because it was a college. And education typically helps people be more understanding of mental illness. But I was still open, even after I got kicked out of the church. I've always been open about it. It's just never occurred to me to be otherwise, even though the stigma has resulted in plenty of discrimination against me. I was let go from 2 different jobs because of my mental illness, and I was discharged from the military because of my mental illness. Even though mental illness is highly treatable with medication and counseling, they just didn't want to give me the chance because they believed the stigma, the lies that are out there about mental illness. You may ask, so why are you open about it when it keeps hurting you? Well, I believe that if I'm ashamed of who I am and what I've been through, that just perpetuates the stigma. That allows the stigma to keep on going because people don't have any experience with a competent mental health consumer working alongside them. And it is getting better in mainstream America. The stigma is not as strong as it once was, but it sadly remains very strong in the military and in the church. So how do we fight back? We fight back by trying to get people educated about mental illness, and that includes being open about our diagnosis. However, this may not be feasible for you, and I totally respect that. You have to decide what's right for you. It may not be right for you to be open about your mental illness or your diagnosis, and that's an unfortunate reality. So, in the end, I really recommend you consider being open, because that's the way to reduce stigma. Being open about it, being willing to talk about it. Excuse me. You really have to decide what's right for you. So take care of yourself.